All right. Hello and welcome to today's Hello and welcome to the next video of my World's 2023 preview series where we're going to cover Golden Guardians. If you did not watch MSI a few months ago, they were a representative for the LCS there, and they were good enough in summer to get into Worlds. They are the 4 seed. They will be playing Team BDS for the right to play in the play-in stage, so the 4 seed from the LEC. The last 3 years, the 4 seed from the LCS, twice, so last year EG and 2020 Team Liquid, both would drop out in group stage. However, in 2021, Cloud9 would get out of groups as the 4 seed and go to quarterfinals. I'm sure a lot of people do know, if they pay attention to international, especially LCS, failures more so than success at Worlds, that Cloud9 are the exception to the rule. Somehow, some way they find a way. Well, Golden Guardians are going to try and find a way themselves this Worlds. Their coach is Spooks. Spooks is 9-8 over his career internationally as a coach. That was the record for Golden Guardians at MSI 2023, where they would finish 7th, 8th. The bottom 2 alongside Mad Lions in the main event stage. This team's average age is 25.4 years old. It is older. Licorice should be 14, 21, 25. Yeah. 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 4. Yeah, 25.4. So, sorry for hitting the mic there. Licorice in the top lane, 26 years old, has really had a renaissance this year and performed pretty damn well, not only domestically, but also even internationally at MSI. I didn't think he did too bad. This past split in the LCS, 3.6 KDA, 8.2 CS per minute, 54.9 KP. So solid numbers. 404 gold per minute. That's about 21% of the team's gold. 526 damage per minute, about 22% of the damage. 15 solo kills in 31 games. On average was ahead about 400 gold, 6 CS, 230 XP domestically at 15 minutes. So did open a slight lead over other LCS top laners. That includes players like Summit and Rich and others. I mean, I'm mentioning Korean imports for a reason and not domestic players, but I think you're getting my point here. Internationally, he's 25-20 over his career. Worlds 2018, got to semifinals with Cloud9. 2019, out in group stage. His only MSI trip was this past one where, like I said, Golden Guardians dropped out in the main event. His stats over those 45 games: a KDA slightly under 2, 8.15 CS per minute, 55.9 KP, so very similar numbers to what he actually put up this past split outside of the KDA part. Does die quite a bit internationally. 378 gold per minute, 397 damage per minute, so not as much damage, but we have to keep in mind this spans 5 years worth of metas when we look back all the way to 2018. On average, in laning phase, only up, well, let's put it this way. I won't even say only up. He's up 50 gold, 1 CS, 25 XP. And it's not really, I shouldn't be saying only. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people don't think Licorice would be, hold his own in laning phase internationally. Like a lot of people think, oh, Licorice isn't good enough to do that. Over the 45 games, he did. He's average. And when you take into account that's the best in the world, that makes him, a solid player. 15 solo kills in those 45 games. In the jungle, we have River. In my opinion, River is what makes Golden Guardians go. I think that if he was on HLE would be in Worlds. I think that he is a player that if he had better players around him, he would easily be in Worlds. He's a very, very talented player. 24 years old, like I said. This past split, 4.5 KDA, 5.7 CS per minute, 71.8 KP. Those are excellent numbers. 361 gold per minute. That's about 19% of the team's gold. 392 damage per minute, about 16% of damage. Had 4 solo kills in 31 games. However, concerning. Did not open up leads at 15 minutes. Only 170 gold up, no CS, down 50 XP. So that is something to make note of, that he was not gapping domestic junglers. Internationally, he's 25 and 24 over his career. Worlds 2020 and 21. He'd be out in group stage. I believe both of those runs were with PSG Talon. MSI 2021 with PSG, he would get to semifinals. And then this past year would be out 7th, 8th for, with Golden Guardians. Well, I mean, everything goes to River. A lot of people are like, oh, Gory is so good. And he, relative to who he's playing against, sure. But I think River is world class. I think he came onto the map with PSG, a minor region team, and I think when if he approaches Golden Guardians like that, the team can have success because he knows how to carry, he knows how to 1v9, and not everybody really does know how to do that. In mid lane is Gory, the youngest player on the team at 23 years old. 3.8 KDA, 8.7 CS per minute, 65.6 KP, so not gaudy numbers that are dominant, but above average numbers. 427 gold per minute, about 22.5% of the team's gold. 702 damage per minute, 29% of damage. He was the carry when it came to making, things happen when it comes to damage in team fights and the like. He led this team in damage, so you'll find a lot of teams are bot lane centric. Golden Guardians, a lot of their damage comes from the mid lane. 7 solo kills in 31 games. By the way, River played 12 champions in 31 games. So Gory, 7 solo kills in 31 games, 13 champions played. At 15 minutes, he was significantly ahead of LCS mids. 555 gold, 9 CS, and 100 XP. So the XP, meh, but 550 gold, that's a component. 9 CS, that's significant. Every game that he goes even, he is up 18 CS. He's up over 1,000 gold. So Gory, I'm sure, will hold his own. I know with Nongshim in the LCK, he won Rookie of the Year, I believe. He played with FPX, although that wasn't great. He's played in the PCS. So I think Gory should be okay. He's 9 and 8. Internationally, only trip was with Golden Guardians at MSI this past year. There he was okay, but for his first time in an international event, I don't know if you really give him a long leash because he has played in the LCK and LPL before. But a 3.5 KDA, 8.3 CS per minute, 67.7 KP, 388 gold per minute, 486 damage per minute, so significantly less damage, about 230 less, 220 less at least. At 15 minutes is even in lane, down a little bit of gold, up 3 CS, up a little XP. 3 solo kills in those 17 games. The bot lane. This was an area of Golden Guardians that was surprisingly good in spring. In summer, I felt like it dropped off a bit, but that was, I think, the realistic and rational way to look at it. When you have 2 players, average age of 27 years old in your bot lane, I am not expecting a ton of success. But they found it in spring. So these summer numbers are solid. I mean, Stixxay at 26 years old, 5.2 KDA, 9.7 CS per minute, 62 KP. So finding farm, not as involved, only 3 out of every 5 kills. 461 gold per minute, about 24.3% of the team's gold. So he's getting the bulk of the gold, but 636 damage and 26% of the damage. So getting a lot of gold, not dealing the most damage, you'd like him to do more, given that Gory is doing so much with less resources. 6 solo kills, 9 champions played in 31 games. On average, Stixxay is pretty even in lane. 90 gold, 2 CS, 45 XP. Internationally, he's 22 and 18 in his career. Worlds 2016 was his last trip to the event. He'd be out in group stage, as with CLG. Also with CLG at MSI 2016, they'd be runner-up. And then 2023, out in 7th, 8th place. The numbers internationally for him, not awful. He holds his own. 3.1 KDA, 9.3 CS per minute, 71.5 KP, 445 gold per minute, 606 damage per minute. So actually does more than okay. He makes the other team realize he's there. He deals damage. He finds resources. Laning-wise, though, still pretty meh. 86 gold, 1 CS, down 88 XP, 3 solo kills in the 40 games. Lastly, we have Huhi. Huhi at support. 3.3 KDA, 65.8 KP. 3.47 vision score per minute. That's very good. On average, drops 8 to 9 wards every 5 minutes. Will clear almost a ward every other minute and place 2 control wards every 5 minutes. 11 champions in 31 games played. Internationally, he's 26 and 26 in his career. That makes him the most well-versed internationally on this team. Worlds 2016, 21, and 22 out in group stage. MSI 2016 out with CLG as runner-up. He played mid at that time. In 2023, 7th, 8th. The international stats I have here are only when he played support. 1.8 KDA, 78.4 KP. A lot of this coming with 100 Thieves. Actually, I think all of it coming with 100 Thieves. Except, actually, no, that'd be a lie, because Golden Guardians just a couple months ago with this team. The majority of the stats come from his 100 Thieves days. So, 282 vision score per minute, places about 8 to 9 wards every 5 minutes, clears 2 wards every 5 minutes, and puts a control ward down every other minute or so. So, this team plays BDS. Winner goes to the main event. They got to go to Korea either way. Originally, that game was series was going to be played in the United States or North America, I guess. It could have been played in Canada or Mexico. But it's being played in Korea. So one of these teams is going to go boot camp in Korea for a little while and then go home. So that is a thing. We'll see how this goes for Golden Guardians. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.